Have you ever felt like a fraud? A fake? Feel like you're unqualified to do the job? Is it getting worse? Are you feeling like you're falling further and further behind? Do you ever wonder how you managed to get the job? You got lucky. You feel like you conned the interviewers. I can't know with absolute certainty, but I'm 99% sure you are not a fraud. What you have is imposter syndrome. Hello, my name is Andy. I'm an engineering lead based in London, and today I'm here to talk to you about imposter syndrome, and most importantly, how you can overcome it. Please like this video, it really helps me out with the algorithm. And if you like the look of my face, please consider subscribing to my channel. You can get a lot of my face on that channel, so it might be worth it. Let's get into the video. So imposter syndrome is a psychological condition, really, where people sort of doubt their own skills, their own talents and their own accomplishments. And they have a constant internalized fear of sort of being shown up as a fraud. According to some studies, actually 70% of people feel imposter syndrome at some point in their lives, even those all the way up to people in C-level positions in companies. I felt this. I was promoted to an engineering lead at my company at the age of 26. I would have had to be some seriously stuck-up, arrogant person to not feel like this at my age. But I wasn't lucky, and I really did deserve that promotion. And after 2 years of now being in this position, I got rid of imposter syndrome, really, and now I feel confident in my role. The next promotion is undoubtedly going to come along at some point, and I may get these feelings back, feeling like I don't deserve it, or I'm inexperienced, or somebody else could do my job better than me. I'm going to be exposed. So I'm going to share with you a few ways or techniques that I use in order to get over this feeling. So the biggest tip I can give you is to adopt the growth mindset. If you haven't read it already, I've got it behind me. If you haven't read it already, please pick up a copy of Mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck. I read it in January, and of all the books I've read this year and last year, it's definitely the one that stuck with me the most. So in essence, there are two types of mindsets: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Now, nobody is either one or the other. In reality, everybody is a bit of both. But what differs from person to person is how much of each they are. Someone with the fixed mindset tends to be somebody who avoids challenges, isn't good at taking criticism. They give up easily, and they feel threatened by the success of others. On the other side, the growth mindset is somebody, well, it's the opposite to the fixed. They love challenges. Any obstacles that get put in their way, they thrive in trying to tackle them. But I think the most important thing here is they love criticism. They use it in a way to better themselves. So whilst there isn't really that much of a tip here, I think really what I'm trying to say is buy this book, read it, or even if you don't want to read the whole book. She's not the only person that's written on this subject. You can find a lot of good content on the internet about the growth mindset. And if you adopt this, you will understand that every challenge you face at work, every time you feel inexperienced, you use that as a way to better yourself, to learn from it, and to essentially just become a better person. So next up is for you to be more organised with yourself and with your career goals and with your work in general. So really, I want you to do two things. To keep track of your accomplishments, first off. Regularly looking back at your successes can help remind you of how far you've come and how good you really are. It really helps to then balance the positive thoughts against the self-critical ones. Don't just do this once either. Do this regularly. Put it in your phone. Put it as a reminder, either daily, if you're feeling really negative, or weekly or monthly, and just make sure you're keeping track of your accomplishments. And then on top of this, it just means even if you didn't have imposter syndrome, it's a really good thing to do. You can really take this to future employers, put it on your CV, in your LinkedIn, and it really can help bolster the perception of you to others. The second part to this is to get a cat. No, I'm kidding. The second part of this is to write down your career goals. If you can set career goals and then plan out how you want to attack them over the next month, 3 months, 6 months, when you look back, it can really help you, again, like I said in the first part, reflect and actually see how far you've come and that you actually are improving and you are getting better. If you're feeling like you're falling behind frameworks, then set yourself a couple of targets for frameworks you want to learn, and then it's on you to learn them. If it's around public speaking, write down, do a presentation, and then you can do one. Once you write these things down, you hold yourself accountable by setting these goals and hopefully hitting them. It also just reduces doubt, which is the most important thing here. Cool, and my last tip for this video is to get regular feedback from your manager and even your peers if that's possible. Battle imposter syndrome. You have to get out of your own head. You need to understand how other people perceive you to really understand if this is all inside your head or it's a reality, which I really hope it's not. Your manager is the best person to get this from. So make sure you're having regular one-to-ones with them. In these one-to-ones, you don't just want to be filled with praise, and you're not going to be filled with praise. You want to get two things really. You want to ask them, what am I doing well? You really need just to be reinforced that you are doing your job correctly, and you are progressing, and you are adding value. And then next up is obviously, where can I improve? Whilst this may not help you right now on getting over imposter syndrome, it's another great thing to use, to adopt, to get the growth mindset. No one knows where you need to improve more than your manager. And this again ties into the point before. You can take this and then you can set up these personal goals for yourself. And that's it. Those are the main three things that I've kind of used to get over my own imposter syndrome. One thing to really realize is it never really goes away. You're always going to feel it in some capacity. In tech, it's impossible to know everything. New frameworks are always coming along and you have to pick and choose where you want to spend your time. Other people, your colleagues, are always going to know more than you in certain areas. There's always going to be conversations where you can't fully pitch in. That does not mean you're not good at your job. Just relax, focus on your own goals, and I promise you will succeed. I hope you've enjoyed my tips. Please remember to like this video. If you feel like I could add more value to you, which I feel I probably can, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Really helps me out. I'm new to YouTube, so anything to help me with the algorithm or with the more views is really beneficial for me. So I'm already saying thank you. Thank you for subscribing. I'm just kidding. Yeah, and that's it. Until next time.